Hey guys, welcome to my video, my first video of this channel. Today I'm going to be taking this crazy looking shoe here, and it's crazy looking because I removed the sole myself and the heel. I did so by taking up this flap and removing the screw that was holding the heel in place, as well as another little metal mechanism. But I'm going to be putting fabric on this crazy looking shoe. And also, I want to mention that I did I opened up the where the outside meets the inside of the shoe here. As you can see, I want the fabric to sit nicely inside of there. I don't want to see the fabric on the inside of the shoe if I glue it over. I want it tucked neatly inside of there. So it turned out pretty good, spoiler alert, I think. But I'm going to take the sandpaper here and just take off any glue bits that would prevent my fabric from adhering well to the bottom of the shoe. Just a little bit of that. I'll skip ahead here. But the opening here, this little flap, I opened it up to see what the shoe consisted of, to see if I wanted to go further of removing the pink, but I didn't because it's obviously the structure of the shoe. So what I'm going to do is take some shoe fix glue, sole glue, and glue that back down so the fabric, once I put the fabric on, it stays nice and neatly down and it doesn't come back up. So I did that, and I'm going to be taking my fabric here. I wanted a plaid look, as you can see, just draping it over. I want to see where I want the pattern to sit. So I'm just kind of maneuvering it. I really wanted the green and red to pop mostly instead of the black. And you'll see how I position that in a second. But I'm going to be using this fabric glue here, Amazon. I'm not sure how well it works. Usually I do some reviews. I'm pretty sure I probably looked at some reviews and was happy with it. So yeah, I forgot what it's called here. I think it's called Shoe Gleam. But I'll also be I'll be taking these gloves, and I don't want my hands to be sticky. And so when I am putting the fabric on, I want to be able to take my hand and hold it down, and I just don't want all that glue on my hands. So I'll be using those gloves. And this little spatula here came with the glue, so that was nice. I'll be using that to apply it. So, taking my fabric here. And I'm sorry, guys, this is my first voiceover I'm doing for a video, so it's pretty rough, but bear with me here. So I'm taking my shoe. Again, I want the red and the green of the fabric, that pattern part, to be most visible, like on the toe instead of the black. So here I'm just trying to position it, trying to make that look nice, just exactly the way I want it before I start gluing. And I think that's good. I think that looks pretty good. And I also want it to line up on the back, as you can see. So let's start. And I have it fast forward here, and it would take, it was like a 2-hour long video, guys. So I'm just spreading the glue out here. Just making sure I have an even coat, somewhat even, and now I'm applying it the way I want it. And again, I'm speeding it up because it was just going to be way too long of a video. So most of this video you're going to see, I might stop here and there just to explain a couple things, but overall it's going to go very fast. And I hope you enjoy it. So you'll just watch me in the process of doing this. So enjoy. Okay, so here I slowed it down because I want to show you that once I glued most of the fabric to most of the shoe, the rest of the shoe, I left the back open because these seams right here where it has a natural seam, or not a natural seam, the way they sewed it or put it together, I want to mimic that. So you'll see that I'm going to do that here in a couple minutes. But right now, I'm going to take the scissors and I'm going to cut that down the middle, just straight down the middle. And that way it will give me an opening to work with and make sure that I'm able to get that fold nice, that seam in the back to fold nicely. Here, I think I was just describing in the original audio that I was going to only cut it up to a certain point because I want by the toe because I don't want it to be exposed. I want to leave enough room so it folds over. But yeah, let's cut it. So here I'm left with some pieces left over in the back, and that's good because I want to have more fabric to work with than not enough. So I'm just going to tuck it, that back right into that seam to try to give it a nice clean look. So let's get on doing that. Here I'm working with the bottom and I'm just cutting excess fabric to make that fit so it's not too much bulk when I put the sole back on. So as you can see, I'll keep trimming away at that and gluing that as well. So here I'm just starting at the top of the shoe, trimming some excess there, and I'll be starting to take that fabric and folding it down into the opening that I made on top between the inside and the outside of the shoe. So you'll see me starting that process of that gluing. Okay, so the shoe now has come together. Yeah, so I think the shoe's looking pretty good. It's turning out the way I want it. The sole or the inside seams look nice and tucked in there. Looks good on the toe. I like the way the fabric's placed. The back of the shoe didn't turn out too bad where the seams meet. So overall I'm happy. So once I put fabric on the heel, I'll reattach the heel in the second part of this video, as well as put the sole back on. And here I'm just, I had some glue stuck to my fingers there, so I had to fix that. But yeah, just line up that sole, and I think it's gonna look pretty good at the end. You know what? I know it's gonna look pretty good at the end because I already know what the end's gonna look like. So that's it for today's video, and join me in part 2, and you can see how the shoe turned out. Have a good day. God bless.